Transurfing Curious. My name is Renee Garcia and this is TransurfingTV. And today on TransurfingTV, this is a really amazing lesson because this little thing, shopping for your clothes, can connect you with a sensation that will allow you to create an absolutely bitchin' reality for yourself. And I actually learned how to choose some really big goals for myself by utilizing the first part of chapter 10, Goals and Doors, in the Reality Transurfing Steps 1 through 5 book, How to Choose Your Things. And at first I was like, oh my God, this is so trivial. Like, you know, how can this, it didn't make sense to me. In fact, the chapter even annoyed me a little bit at first because I just thought that it was irrelevant, right? I thought that it was irrelevant. And then one day, shortly after I first encountered this chapter, I was living in Portland at the time, and I'm walking down the street and I see this beautiful, long tan and maroon paisley coat, floor length, with a cinched waist tie and a big massive hood. And it looked like something out of a dream. It was like Wiccan meets modern Little Red Riding Hood. I mean, it was phenomenal. And it was on a mannequin, and I walked by and I felt it. I was like, oh my God, I am going to buy that and I'm going to rock the fuck out of that coat, right? And I went in enthusiastically, and I was like, oh my God, I need to try that on. They were like, okay, slow down. There's only one left and it's the one on the mannequin. I'm like, take it off. So they took it off and I put it on. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a picture of it in the Facebook group. I'm going to show everybody this coat because it really was amazing. I'm actually going to show a picture of me wearing it in Russia when I went to meet Vadim Zeland. So I put it on and I immediately felt this thing that I had never really quite understood before what it was. I maybe had felt it a few times in my life, but I didn't have a name for it. It didn't really have, like, you know, an intrinsic value or anything like that. But when I felt it, I realized exactly what Vadim Zeland was talking about. I was feeling heart and mind coordination. My heart, and I know, again, and this is exactly what happened to me. I'm like, how can the heart feel like material stuff like clothes? That's just stupid. But it's deeper than that. It's about connecting with what is intended for you. And this beautiful little practice of shopping for yourself, clothes, shoes, food, whatever it is, and gaining this sense of like seeing something and feeling absolutely no doubt at all. This is how you build on this sensation to, you know, really start creating your own reality by connecting you with some bigger things that you can acknowledge are intended for you when you do in fact get this sensation. So the story is actually super cool because I got the coat. I did indeed rock that coat hard. It was awesome. I loved it. And I had it for probably about, I don't know, maybe close to a year. And then I went to Russia to go meet Vadim Zeland. And I took the coat off at the restaurant that I was meeting him, and I hung it up in the little closet at the door. And at the end of the dinner, at the end of the lunch, he helped me put my coat on, and he remarked on the coat. And I told him the story briefly about how it was the first time that I ever really acknowledged and felt how to choose the things that were intended for me and how they had led me up to that moment. And his response was, well, it is a very lovely coat. So it was just like, it came together perfectly, right? And I have marked that sensation in every cell of my body. So when I see something now, even if it's a book, happened with this Letting Go, David Hawkins book, right? I read the little paragraph on the synopsis of the book. And I was like, this is for me, right? My clothes, my jewelry, get lots of compliments, right? And this is because people are sensing that that thing's for me. Probably like you sense that doing YouTube videos are for me, right? It's about choosing the things that are specific for you and understanding when you get that sensation, that heart and mind coherence, that it's like a door that opens and it's time for you to just move through it. And choosing your things is the way to exercise your ability to sense this phenomenon, heart and mind coordination. I'm going to read 2 quick paragraphs from the book. Then I'm going to break it down in my little language. Before I get started, remember to like this video, subscribe, comment, do all that good stuff. Facebook group, International Transurfing Institute Facebook group, and Instagram, reality_transurfing teachable course down below, Reality 2.0. Check it out, y'all. All right, so just 2 quick paragraphs here. The clearest and simplest mark of your ability to determine your own goals is evident in the way you choose your clothes. Searching for new clothes can also be a good exercise in helping you to choose your own goals effectively. If you think back, there have probably been occasions when you have purchased something you thought was suitable, only later to discover that you do not like it anymore, it no longer suits you, or it has some kind of defect. There may also have been occasions when you saw something you liked and bought it straight away without hesitation and are happy with it still. I still wear my coat. It's been almost 6 years. The difference between these items is that in the second scenario, they are meant for you. And in the first scenario, they are meant for someone else. The first type that attracted you is meant for someone else. It may be something you saw on a mannequin or something a friend was wearing. Just because something looks good on someone else does not mean it will necessarily look good on you. It may have nothing to do with a shortcoming in your figure or other virtues. It is terrible being a mannequin that everything looks great on. It is individuality successfully emphasized that makes an impression, not a copy of the widely accepted notion of beauty. I know I am not the first person to have said this, but nonetheless, people spend a lot of time out shopping not knowing what to buy. Knowledge of style, a feeling for fashion, and even good taste does not help. Even if you have bought something having searched for it for a long time, you may still not be totally satisfied with your purchase. If you always want to be able to always find exactly the thing you are looking for, you have to learn to distinguish between things that are yours and things that are meant for someone else. So how is this done? You will not believe how simple it is. And then of course he gets into describing heart and mind coordination, really. I'm not going to read too much more because I don't want to get too much into heart and mind coordination. Go back and take a look at some of the heart and mind coordination videos to go more deeply into the subject of, really understanding the sensation behind choosing goals that are specifically intended for you. Big things, career paths, a relationship. Oh my God. Okay, so the last thing that I want to touch on before I go over this real quickly is the danger in having to sell yourself something, okay? So I'm really, really good at this now. And this is a tool that I use in making money for myself and my other businesses. The fact that my other businesses are trade businesses, right? Buy and sell sort of businesses, real estate, my jewelry business. I had a car business for a while. It's all the same thing. That when it comes to buying inventory, and you can apply this to any professional endeavor, any side hustle, any way that you intend to make money, if you have to convince yourself, if you have to sell yourself on an idea, if I have to sell myself on a piece of jewelry, right? If somebody shows me something and I have to look at it and be like, okay, should I buy this? Should I not buy this? Oh, what am I? Not for me. If I put it on and I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome. I'm buying this because I know I can sell it, right? As soon as I feel that sense of heart and mind coordination internally about the item, I know that somebody else will. And I know that my ability to sell the item is going to be high, right? So again, this is a phenomenal tool in helping you navigate your even with your relationships, profession, relationships, lifestyle. If something is intended for you, you absolutely do not have to sell yourself on it at all. So instead of, always looking to heart and mind coordination to provide me the answer if I should do something or not, sometimes that heart and mind coordination isn't so obvious. Sometimes, as I like to say, I let my heart decide, then I let my brain get involved in the logic, and sometimes there's a little bit of a delay there. But my backup, my insurance is to make certain that I'm not feeling that sensation of needing to sell myself on something, right? This is really, really, really big. So a question for you watching, is there something in your life that you are selling yourself on right now? A relationship, your career path, where you live, something about your lifestyle, friendships, whatever. Is there something that you are convincing yourself or you're trying to sell yourself so you can feel okay with it, right? This is really a big question to ask. So, few questions before we wrap it up. What is your heart drawn to? This is really starting to get to the crux of choosing the things for you, transurfing a reality that's intended for you, is asking yourself, what is your heart drawn to? What does your heart want? Having made the decision, be aware of how your inner voice responds. So if you say, yeah, this thing's for me, my heart says yes, right? Then make certain that there's not that little catch. Well, maybe you shouldn't, right? So that maybe you shouldn't is exactly what Vadim was just talking about in the book, buying something and then getting home and realizing it had a flaw, it doesn't fit, it doesn't look good on you, all that kind of stuff. The heart always knows exactly what it wants and exactly what it does not want. Okay, so I know I just stated that sometimes it's a little bit challenging to hear that voice, but it is there and it absolutely does know what it wants and what it does not want. So when people come to me, hey, I have these two choices, what should I do? Should I marry this guy or not marry this guy? Should I take this job or not take this job? And I'm just like, dude, what is your heart telling you? This is what it really boils down to, is listening to the dictates of your heart and really trusting that your heart knows what's up. And the more you listen, so remember, the more you tune into the voice of your heart, the more you activate and you tap into that soul frail, that little specific code that's sort of embedded in you, that is your individuality. The more you tap into this, the more you choose the things that are intended for you, the more you tune into your soul frail, you start resonating at a frequency that corresponds with a sector of reality that is specifically intended for you. It's huge. It's huge. It's groundbreaking. It's revolutionary, and it absolutely works. Wake up and tune into the feeling the time you made the decision. Okay, so pay attention now with awareness, since we talked about it today. The next time it's time to buy something or make a choice, or you come in front of a new opportunity or whatever, see what your heart has to say about it. And then like take a mental snapshot of that sensation. If it's heart and mind coordination, snapshot. If it's your mind saying yes, but then your heart saying no, snapshot, right? And remember those feelings. These feelings will help you navigate future choices, opportunities, shopping excursions, professional endeavors that present themselves to you, romantic partners, pretty much everything. And if you can navigate from this place, your reality is going to become even more amazing than it is right now. And this is exactly what's happened for me. So let me know your thoughts on this video, everybody. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Thank you so much for watching, and see you all tomorrow. Bye, guys.